All right. Greetings. Welcome back to Blackbear News, where everything is connected. How y'all doing? Good to see you. Welcome. Welcome back. We're live on Rockfin, Rumble, YouTube, all the same places. I know I put the show up kind of late, so I know it might take a while for people to get notified and whatnot, but we're all here. We're here. We're hanging out. We're doing the damn thing. And we're going to get on the move. And there's lots to talk about as usual, right? I'm absolutely entirely unprepared for Christmas. I don't know about how about y'all? Or do you guys care? Are you unprepared, prepared, over prepared? Did you do your Christmas shopping in September? Are you doing okay? Is everybody alive out there? Anybody awake and alive? I don't know. Okay. Well, we'll get going. We'll get it on. We'll get it on a go. I'll get it on a going. Maybe I'll just make weird voices for a couple minutes. How about that? No tree, no cards, no nothing. Caleb, sounds pretty forlorn. Some news that confirms what everybody knew. Christmas means less than nothing to you, William. Yeah. I don't know. You don't do Xmas anymore? No, you're not blocked, Caleb. Oh, you're blocked what, from people or from Christmas? I don't know. I do Christmas because I have a family. Everybody has fun doing that stuff. So, I'm really kind of more about the like the hanging out, family getting together and like eating food. Like I'm really into. I'm a big cook. I love to cook food. I love to cook delicious food. And so it's kind of nice when everybody can come and we can hang out and like have a meal and chill out. It's not really. I mean, yeah, there are presents and stuff, but it's not really about the presents so much as it is about spending time. Yeah, Gene. Yeah, yeah. I'm in that boat. I'm in the boat of I don't have money to buy presents, so it's gonna in that way I can not contribute to the glut of consumption that's going. Even if I did have money, I'm kind of a minimal present buyer. I'm kind of like a couple of cool things here and there. I'm into handmade gifts. I love handmade gifts. We had a thing one year or a couple of years where my family we tried to give everyone, I don't know, it didn't really like last very long, but we tried to limit everybody to one gift. I did do that at Thanksgiving, but hey, something's in the water. I like food. I love food. I love cooking. I love eating. It's kind of one of the few, pleasures I have left. I don't drink or smoke or do anything like crazy. I guess I gamble. I trade the stock market and shit. That's gambling, I guess, but not really. I'm not a gambler. I'm not like an addicted to gamble. Like if I'm losing, I just quit. I don't like losing. I hate losing actually. Um so oh yeah, so my family, we were giving, we all said we're going to limit each other to, each person to one gift, and it had to be like repurposed and or handmade or something like that. And I thought, that was it's kind of cool. Took a little doing. It actually took a little more effort to do that. I thought it was a cool gift, but that kind of went out the window a little bit. You don't observe Christmas? All right. Well, you know what I like is well, dang, it's warm as heck here. We're going to talk about how warm it is in Southern California and in general on the planet. Your family's scattered. My family is scattered too. Everybody's everywhere. Nobody's, I have my kids are here, and my girl is here. But like my family, brothers, sisters, and everyone else, everybody's everywhere but here. Nobody's really here anymore. So I thought it was a great idea. Yeah, I like the handmade gifts and or repurposed gifts, handed down gifts, found gifts, things that were like really cool. I love thrift shop gifts. I love stuff like that. Um, but I love food. I love making food. We're gonna make tamales, which I'm excited about. It's been a couple of years since I made tamales. So much work, but they're so delicious. All right. What are we even talking about here? Well, we're going to talk about a few things, and then actually, I'm going to see if I can. Oh, no, I can't do that. Oh, I didn't know that. I wonder. I don't think that I can. Maybe I can just end the stream on YouTube. We might have to jump to Rockfin and end the stream on YouTube. Creative experiments, yeah. Sugar-free ice cream. Nobody can tell there's no sugar. That's cool. That's great. All right. All right. Confirmation of things people already knew, which is that Joe Biden doesn't have a brain. He used to have a brain, and it was used for like purely evil things, and then his brain rotted away, and now it's used for evil things, but he doesn't have to think about them. Other people think about them for him, I guess. Or he's just a recipient of past evil, 10% to the big guy, and all that kind of stuff. According to a new bombshell report by the Wall Street Journal, staffers in the Biden administration worked to hide Joe's mental decline from the moment he took office. Well, yeah. He was mentally declined before he took office. So, to everybody who had eyes to see and ears to hear, it was pretty obvious. So, this is not new news. Everybody knew that he was, mentally declining, and they forced him upon us and forced everybody to think like, well, this is your only hope. Help me, Obi-Wan. Help me, old Joe B. You're our only hope. It's included putting other officials into roles occupied by the president and scrapping national security meetings on his bad days. He also reportedly could not repeat lines his staff fed him while preparing for an interview with special counsel Robert Hur. The Democrats and the media tried to gaslight the American people for 4 years. Well, tell me things we don't already know. We already know this. But I love playing these, hate him or don't hate him or like him or don't like him or think he's there's a lot of sus folks out there doing news, but it doesn't mean that they can't produce interesting and truthful and kind of interesting things to show to people. And this is James O'Keefe. Revealed DHS Undersecretary for Policy confesses Trump win is traumatic and a crushing blow to the Biden administration. Reveals Biden's mental decline accelerated 12 to 24 months into Biden's presidency. During meetings in the White House, Undersecretary Robert Silvers admitted there were times when he's in there and Biden is in there and it's a blank. Biden just can't get the words out. I always thought it's very interesting that, and we totally did accept it. I mean, I didn't accept it, but yeah, people accepted it as in like, well, this is legit. Let's listen to this. It's 10 minutes long. My God, too long. Well, sorry. Oh crap. Sorry guys. I forgot to put this up. Did I not have the other thing up on screen before? Me sorries. Some people,
meet the Undersecretary of Homeland Security, degraded fact. Undersecretary Robert.
Well, so he's saying sometimes he's on it and sometimes there's nobody there. And I was always interested by that because some days he seemed really, and we all know that there were a couple of different Bidens, some stand-ins, but it was hard to tell, which Biden you were listening to or which version of Biden you were listening to, because some days he just could not walk or speak or do anything, and other days he seemed very, more together and very forceful and, full of energy and, stuff. Energy and energy drinks, whatever it was making him tick and talk. Anyways, this is all stuff that we knew that they were, I don't know. I don't know that we need to rehash this, but it's news that it's being admitted to, I guess, in a more public way. All right. We already covered this story about clouds causing or being one of the causes of more warming. Earth's clouds are shrinking, boosting global warming, right? We read this study. Narrowing storm bands may be a surprising and dangerous new feedback of climate change. So we read this story. Or we talked about the study of tracking the imbalance of Earth's solar energy budget. With more energy entering, so for more than 20 years, NASA instruments in space have tracked a growing imbalance in Earth's solar energy budget. More energy entering than leaving the planet. Much of that imbalance can be pinned on humanity's greenhouse gases, which trap heat in the atmosphere, but explaining the rest has been a challenge. The loss of the reflective ice, exposing darker ground and water that absorb more heat, isn't enough to explain the deficit, and the decline in light reflecting hazes as countries clean up or close polluting industry fall short as well. So it's kind of a rehash of the same thing. But it's been published in Science, so it's getting a little more a little wider coverage. And anyways, the team found that the world's reflective cloud cover has shrunk in the past 2 decades by a small but tangible degree, allowing more light in and boosting global warming. I'm confident it's a missing piece. It's the missing piece. Said one researcher, George Celiutis, climate scientist at NASA's Goddard Institute for Space Studies. Climate scientists now need to figure out what's causing the cloud changes. I mean, they were saying that it was climate change itself was causing the changes in the clouds, which should make it a feedback loop. Bro. And this actually makes a lot of sense to me. It also explains a lot of the interesting cloud patterns that we see in our skies, I think, some level. And we talked about it. And then they go on to say it's very complicated. It's all very complicated. But we've talked about how the putting up of clouds into the sky, and they are putting clouds in the sky. Come on now. Just if you can't see it with your, I know you may not want to admit what you're seeing or not look at the sky and take it all in. Or maybe it doesn't happen in your area, but here for sure, it's wild actually, because the amount of days that I actually see natural, real clouds in the sky are very few. Very, very few. And the days that I see a lot of, homemade, man-made clouds up in the sky, those in straight lines that turn into long-lasting cloud cover are many. And so when this story came out, it clicked for me, right? So I don't know geoengineering. I don't know. I'm not talking about chemtrails. I'm not a chemtrailer. It's not that I don't believe. I think, of course, they're doing stuff. Of course, they're doing some geoengineering stuff. But I'm not like, that's not my forte. That's not a thing that I'm like deeply invested in. Like, yes, I know the amounts of all the crazy particles they're putting in the sky, and I know, I don't just follow that like super closely, and because my theory is I don't know about chemtrails, but making clouds, absolutely, they are making clouds. They're making clouds to cool the earth. That would line up. My theory now I feel is slightly confirmed by the idea that it would line up with the, if they know we're losing cloud cover due to climate change or due to changes in what's going on in the ecosystem. If we are losing cloud cover, why wouldn't you create, right? Why wouldn't you, if you have the power to create that cloud cover that's going away, why wouldn't you do it? Exactly. Why wouldn't you do it? What do artificial clouds look like? They look like straight lines come out of planes and then they spread out. They also have this like spider webby kind of Like if you look in the sky and you see kind of like spider web clouds that are very thin and have this like kind of a web-like structure, that's a telltale sign right there. Anyways, anyways, that's my theory on it, and you can disagree with me, and if I would like you to change my mind, but I just, if there's evidence out there that would change my mind around it, but I mean, it's pretty obvious. I can see what's going on. I can watch the planes making the clouds. I can watch the clouds linger up in the sky. I can watch them making the clouds that sit right in front of the sun when it's super duper hot on a winter day, like in December, like they did yesterday. Like it happens every day. And so it's just, whatever. It looks obvious to me. People try to explain it away or tell me that I'm not seeing what I'm seeing, but I know what I'm seeing. And believe it or don't, I don't know. But in my mind, it makes total and perfect sense because this study and this finding kind of lines up with, well, the other thing too is if you're getting rid of the dimming, the global dimming layer, if you're getting rid of the layer of sulfates in the air because of the burning of ship, bunker fuel and coal and heavy, whatever, these heavier fuels that they burn that put a bunch of particles in the sky. So if you get rid of all that, like wouldn't, and it leads to more warming. Well, it's like, again, it is the conundrum or the catch-22 that so many people have talked about, which is if you do stop burning all this stuff, well, then the global dimming goes away and then you get more heating. Well, then why? It's kind of like, well, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to invite more heating, right? When you're trying to avoid the heating. And then it makes the case for like, well, we're taking out all the stuff out of the air and then we're going to have to put it back in with geoengineering, which again doesn't make any sense. So it is a rock and a hard place. It is a predicament. It is a conundrum. It is a catch-22. It is a just, I don't. But honestly, if you know that the lack of clouds are and just on a population control level, if you don't want people freaking out too much about climate change, and you can create clouds that will act as like an umbrella, like a shade, and kind of keep things tamped down, you're going to do that, right? Because you don't want a bunch of people just freaking out about how hot it is. People, you want to keep that down to a dull roar. You don't want to you don't want that bubbling up. Anyways. Creative Experiment says it's like smog was bad, but when it was in the upper atmosphere, it's okay. Right. Well, yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting thing to think, they're finally doing something about this, the burning of these heavy particulate laden fuel sources. Right. Because these things are dangerous, not just to the planet, but they're also harmful to people. But if you take that stuff out of the sky, it's going to lead to warming. And what are we seeing? Warming, right? Things are getting warmer. So what do you do? What do you do about that problem? Well, how are you going to, it's just so strange to me. I think it's obvious to me that the people in the know and in charge totally understand, all of this is going down, and they don't, and I just don't really think I just don't think that they're they know it's going on. They don't know how to fix it, and they're not interested in fixing it. They're just interested in keeping everything as status quo as possible. But obviously, that is falling apart right now. The unraveling of the climate is becoming like super apparent right now, and everything is falling apart. And I'm sure that it has some bearing on what is happening in the political global, in global politics, and what's happening with the West / Israel alliance, making moves, with the global technocratic state making moves, trying to bring in as much control, population level control as possible before, when things get to a certain point, everybody's going to realize, oh, we're screwed and we're mad, right? So they want to have as much control in place for when everybody understands we are super screwed and we're super mad. It's let's see. Going back to something from Deline. Where is it? Where was your comment? I can't find it. Swamp gas. Oh, silver iodide to make clouds. Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm. There's no doubt in my mind that there's a certain optimal chemical mixture that they're using. I'm sure. I'm sure of it. I just, by the way, I'm totally open to this idea. I'm totally open to it, and I actually give it some weight and some bearing. But the idea that they might be spraying things into the air to A, control the weather, B, control humans, C, things that might allow greater conductivity in certain arenas, whatever that physical arenas, absolutely. Like, I'm totally open, and I'm pretty sure those things are going on. But again, like, all of that is kind of more on the speculative side for me. And what I do know with absolute certainty, 100% certainty, 100% is a lot. 100% certainty is that they are creating clouds, and those clouds keep things cool. They're doing that on purpose. It's not an accident. It's absolutely generated, absolutely on purpose. You cannot convince me otherwise. It would take, you'd have to George Orwell me to get me to tell you something different. You'd have to I don't know what, but you're not going to convince me with any like scientific whatever, explanations. It's not going to work. Well, John Glad, there's more than 16 of you. I can tell you that much. I can tell you right now there's way more than 16. But YouTube is doing a good job of making it seem like nobody's watching my channel, or keeping my channel to a very dull roar. And so it makes it, when people come to a place and there's like not a lot of people there, it makes it less, right? That's just how people work, right? If there's a big crowd of people, they're like, oh, something's happening. Whoa, I want to do this too. I want to be in here. When you go to a place and there's only a couple people there, you're like, where's everybody at? I don't know. This doesn't seem very fun, right? Like, that's what they're trying to do. And it's very effective. Absolutely effective. So just know that there's way more people watching this show than they're letting you know. I am convinced that I'm one of the most highly suppressed people around. Not in the traditional senses of like kicking me off platforms, but more in the like, we're not going to ever let anybody see you. We're never going to let you gain any more followers. We're going to only let a few people see your posts and see what you're doing, if any at all. And that's how it's going to go. They have just clamped me down. They've just shut me down. Like, and it doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter what I do. Things stay the way they are. I stay right where I'm at. So yeah, that's what they're doing to me on YouTube. They're just shutting down like how many views I get on a video or how many people are watching my video. They're trying to make it seem like nobody's here to make it less inviting for people to be here. But I know that way more people are watching. And so you can't fool me, YouTube. I know what the truth is. Anyways. And it makes me seem a little crazy. Like there's not 16 people watching. There's like 30 or 40 or 50 or whatever it is. No. Well, now it's less creative experiments. They bring it down and down and down, as you know, like little by little. That's what they've been doing in my videos. Is like, first it was like, oh, you're never going to get over 1,000 views in a video. Then it was like, no, you're never going to get over 500. Now you're only going to get 300 views. Now you're only going to get 200 views. Now you're only get 100 views, right? Like they're just trying to make it seem like my audience is dwindling. But I know better, YouTube. You can't fool me. You can't fool the people, because people show up and watch these shows. I know that. So don't fall for it, guys. Don't fall for the okie doke. We're here. We're not going anywhere. All right, let's get off this. But we know, yeah, Southern California has been very warm, so warm and dry. It's extra dry, and Southern California is gunning for a total shutout for 2024. There are parts of Los Angeles that haven't seen rain since May. That's true. We had an extremely rainy winter, and we have for the last few years. Yeah, you're right. Creative experiments, you're right. It's the same number. They keep it at the same number. They make it seem like nobody's watching. It's effective. It is effective, but it's not real. In Pasadena, which is where I'm at, 2024 is now the driest June 1st to December 19 period in 122 years of precipitation records. This is going from bad to worse. Yeah, so we had an extremely rainy winter, but it's been bone dry since summertime all the way through to now. It is extra. It's arid, extra dry. You can feel confident, dry and secure. No, that's sure. That's a different commercial. I like to just repeat famous commercial lines every once in a while. I don't know why. Anyways, and I showed you yesterday where, we're in a temperature anomaly for the whole of North America. Is extremely warm. All of it. Gene says, I keep hearing from creators on YouTube, X, Facebook, all throttling them down badly. Yep. I know, that's why I don't feel too crazy saying it, because I know other people are experiencing it. And I hear other people repeating exactly what I'm saying is happening to them. So I'm like, no, it's not just me. Other people are seeing it. But I am extra suppressed because they just don't let people see my stuff. Like, and hardly ever on any platform. On any platform, I'm extremely suppressed. All right. And they don't, because all my channels are small enough, they don't really have to go. They don't have to, they don't have to go to more extreme. If I had more of a following, then they might think I was more of a threat, and they might have to like deplatform me or debank me or something like that. But luckily that hasn't happened yet. But who knows? Okay, there was a bunch of kind of COVID stuff. I don't know. I think I just have to end. First of all, the Pentagon suddenly learned that it had 1,100 more troops deployed to Syria than it previously acknowledged. This is like, oh, this is news to us. This is so crazy because they're acting like, surprise. What? No. How did they get there? That's interesting. So, right. Because
I want to bring up one item. As you know, we have been briefing you regularly that there are approximately 900 U.S. troops deployed to Syria. In light of the situation in Syria and the significant interest, we recently learned that those numbers were higher. And so asked to look into it. I learned today that, in fact, there are approximately 2,000 U.S. troops in Syria. As I understand it, as it was explained to me, these additional forces are considered temporary rotational forces that deploy to meet shifting mission requirements, whereas the core 900 deployers are on longer-term deployments. And as you know, for many of our deployments, numbers will fluctuate from time to time. But given that this number is significantly higher than what we've been briefing, I wanted to let you know as soon as I found out this information.
It's good. Good. He just found it out. There's a bill battle on the Hill. It's the same thing every year about this time. There's like a big, they try to do this omnibus spending bill. And, they're like, oh, there's going to be a government shutdown. And the Democrats get out there and go like, oh, if they shut it down, then nobody gets paid. These jerky GOP people just don't agree to anything, and they're so mean, and they're going to shut off everybody's money. It's the same thing like every year. But there's a whole bunch of really like not great things in this bill. So many things. It's basically a bill filled with stuff that nobody wants. So everyone can, rest easy. It's great that they do this around the holiday times when supposedly nobody's paying attention to. Everybody's like busy like buying stuff and getting, hanging out with their family and traveling, right? Like, so, while everybody's doing that, they're like, hey, let's stuff a whole bunch of evil nonsense in this bill. So and then, scream about how, the government's going to shut down. Oh, we better pass this bill. And, and then if you just vaguely out of the periphery of see the news story and you're like, oh, I hope they pass that bill. Nobody wants the government to shut down. Just in case you were confused about U.S. policy towards Israel, the new NDAA contains a statement of policy ensuring Israel's defense. Mystery solved at long last. That's in the NDAA. This is Kyle Kalinske is trying to say that Elon Musk killed $190 million funding bill for child cancer research. And he's like, I got you. But he didn't get him because it turns out the cancer research funding the Democrats are blaming on Elon Musk was a standalone bill that passed in the Republican-controlled House but got held up in the Democrat-controlled Senate. Democrats killed a funding bill for child cancer research. This is the Democrats. Yay! But they do a really good job of well, they were going to give themselves a cost of living raise. Yeah, 40%. Are they still going to do that? I'm hearing so many different things. Like one, that got killed, or the bill got. I don't know. There's just a whole bunch of stuff in here that nobody wants. As far as the people. Gene Whitworth says climate issues must be super suppressed. A lot of people are still deceived about them. Well, yeah, absolutely. Well, and I think one of the reasons they like everybody being confused about what's going on, like they like, people in one camp over here thinking like, some nonsense about something, and then people on the other side of the political aisle thinking nonsense about something else. But maybe they're right about, a few things here and there. But if somebody can like cross those lines, they really don't like that. That's what they really don't like. They don't like, nonpartisan actors who can see like several issues from a from the correct side, right? Like, anyways. What was it? There was a funny take on this. I wish I would have saved it. Somebody, let's see. Hold on, I'm gonna find it. Sorry, I'm talking about how suppressed I am. Every time I talk about how suppressed I am, people like leave. They're like, all right, shut up, buddy. Nobody cares. But it's true. Hold on. I was going to show this just because it's funny. Oh, where is it? No. Oh, I had it. I lost it. Now I'll never find it again. Oh, maybe not. Here it is. There was a representative, Rosa DeLauro, who has like purple hair, and she was making some speech about how, again, they're going to shut the government down and nobody will get paid. It's the same. They repeat the same lines like every single year. It's just amazing. And everybody is like, I may, or maybe not. Oh, now it's a separate bill. The truth. Okay. I've been trying to, keep up with all the things. Every single thing that I keep seeing is in the bill. I'm just like, oh God, that's terrible. Oh no, that's wrong. It just seems to be filled with just horrible stuff. But anyways, Rosa DeLauro was making an impassioned speech about shutting the government down. And somebody made this video.
And you know what? They got scared because President Musk told them, President Musk said, don't do it. Don't do it. Shut the government down. And you know what? They got scared.
Okay, I don't know. I thought that was
because
humorous. She has a kind of a really wild looking hairdo. What did so gain of function was in the spending bill? Viva Fry says, okay. I mean, it's hard to keep up with everything that they packed in this bill. It is really, it's, I'm sorry I don't have like more in my at my fingertips about all the horrificness that is in this bill. What I did see though was that I think that, you know, they're always saying like, oh, the GOP is going to shut down the government and it's their fault. Nobody's getting paid. But apparently they did put forth a bill, the GOP did, and all the Dems voted down. So I was like, I don't know. I mean, I guess, yeah, you can vote it down if you don't agree. It's kind of that, it's kind of that. I don't know why we're watching this. Sorry. I don't know what that's about. It's kind of, it's like, that partisan game of like, well, if our side's doing it, it's a good thing. It's great. And if their side is doing it, it's the most evil thing ever. And so, right. If the GOP puts forth a bill and the Dems vote it down, it's because the GOP bill was super evil and terrible and, full of, full of white supremacists marching in the street. Everything in the bill was white supremacy, right? So, and then we have to block it. We have to vote against it because it's just so bad, right? But then they put forward a bill and the GOP says no, and then because the GOP doesn't want it, they're going to shut down the government. They're going to keep you from getting paid your money. It's a game, whatever. It's a game. Okay. I don't know how to. Maybe I can stop YouTube, guys. I'm going to try something, and I hope y'all can. Hope y'all can come with me. We're going to go to Rockfin for a few minutes because we're going to talk about. I'm going to spend about 10 minutes or so talking about COVID things, and I don't really want to talk about it on YouTube. So everyone, please, right now, either go to Rumble or Rockfin. I'm going to try and shut the YouTube stream down without shutting the whole without shutting everything down. How do I do it? And I'm going to try and do that on the fly here. I don't know how to do. I don't know. I think the only way I can do it is to shut down the YouTube stream. I don't even know how to do that. Anybody know anything about the going south? You know anything about? Right, creative experiments. Mitt Romney's healthcare evil, Obamacare good. They're the same things. Yes, exactly. Trying to do this as quickly and as non-lame as possible. How do I do it in a non-lame way? Don't want to do that. How do I? No. Maybe something I miss about StreamYard, but please, everyone, go over to Rockfin. I'm going to shut down the YouTube stream. I'm going to have to do it manually, I guess. And we're going to talk about some things over on Rockfin and Rumble. You can stay on Rumble, I think. And I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible because I got other things to do. I gotta go. Can I stop the stream here? No. Oh, I don't know if I can. Oh, anybody got some help for me because I just don't know. I don't want to do that. I just want to stop the stream. Jane, how do you stop this crazy thing? Hey, if you guys are watching this video, please like the video, share the video. If you have somebody you know who might like it. All right, y'all made it. Shani made it over. Cool. Everybody, while I'm trying to figure this out, please go over to Rockfin or Rumble. Please. Please. I am streaming from Rumble Studio. No, I am humming. Do you know how to stop one stream from Rumble Studio? That's my issue. I knew how to do it on StreamYard, but I don't know how to do it here. Do y'all know? Do you know how to do it? Help. Help. Help me. I don't want to end this. Do I want to? If I press end, anybody? No. The 2 arrows. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, how do I do that? Help. 2 arrows. It's a button for Rumble exclusive. But will it still stream to Rockfin? Or will it cut the Rockfin stream? I don't want to do that. I don't want to cut the Rockfin stream. Because it says it'll obscure the Rumble stream branded. Oh, yeah. No. Yes, you choose which one to skip. Where do I choose that? Oh, sorry, I'm doing this right now, guys. Sorry. Is it manage participants? No, that's not it. How do I choose which one to skip? Oh, I'm doing Rumble only. All platforms. Rumble only. Crap. How? That's a sub menu. Where's that? Where's the sub menu? God darn it. Press the 2 arrow first. Okay, cool. We're doing this we're doing it live. Okay. Yes. Got it. Then what? We're doing it live, guys. This is totally interesting. This is super interesting. But we're going to make it. We're going to make it happen. 2 likes. 2 likes on Rockfin. Come on, guys. Come on. What's going on? Press the 2 arrow first. I got it. And then what? Then what do I press? It only gives me Rumble only or all platforms. It doesn't give me any other choices. I see Rumble only or all platforms. That's all I got. So I can't really choose. Yeah. Well, this sucks. This sucks. You like my voice? Yeah. How do I stop the stream? Yeah. Yeah. In Rumble Studio. It's a choice on the upper right screen. Can't explain. I don't know how. Okay. Well, I don't want it to get too sucky here. I can't see a thing. I can't see a thing. It might just be on Rumble, guys, if this happens. Shap-dabba-doo. Yeah. Shap-a-dabba-doo. I'm just making up stuff now. Well, all right. Well, let's just. I can't do this anymore. So I want to cover this though because I'm tired of not covering it. So we're just going to go for it. Whatever platform you're on, we'll try and be cool about it. But listen, I wanted to play this the other day. This is truly incredible. There's 100,000 adults in America who have never received a vaccine in their life, and the data is clear: the unvaccinated are the healthiest people. Let's listen to this. This is Dr. Ryan Cole. By the way, vaccines are safe and effective. Always use vaccines whenever you can. If you're going out of the house, make sure you have your vaccines ready.
Like you'd find like maybe a little bit of ADHD, but then it was just that one condition. Whereas in the vaccinated group, you find that multiple children have many conditions, and the conditions are severe. And so the data was clear to us that the unvaccinated are the healthiest people on the planet. And the way it made sense to me was that I looked at our national data from the 1950s, and it matched the unvaccinated. Like basically, the unvaccinated today are as healthy as children were in the 1950s before all the shots.
Do you find that interesting? I do. I don't really want to get a strike on YouTube, though. That's the thing. By the way, vaccines are safe and effective. Always remember. You know what, guys? Okay, so I don't want to get a strike on YouTube. Let's we'll scratch this until Monday. I'll figure it out. Because there's other stuff I want to cover, and they're just jerks. They're just corrupt, vile, evil jerks who don't care about you or your health. That's YouTube. But they want you to be as medically misinformed as possible. That's YouTube. But then they enforce that by censoring people who are trying to actually inform you, which is unfortunate. But always remember, vaccines are safe and effective. Always take them with you wherever you go. Have one handy in your car glove box just in case you need a vaccine. They're safe and effective. Okay. Well, that was a whole lot of time spent. We'll finish up with this post from. Oh, I forgot to tell you, if you want to support the show, if you like this show coming to you for free 99, Monday through Friday. Sometimes on the weekends, once in a while on the weekends. Once in a while, I drop like some random things here and there. If you like the show, if you want to support the show, there are lots of ways to do it. In the description box, all the usual suspects are there: Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, Zelle, Buy Me a Coffee, Ko-Fi, Patreon, etc., etc., etc. Many of you support the show already, and you know who you are, and I appreciate you. That was a good video, by the way. I thought it was interesting. Maybe YouTube won't care too much about that. Okay. But we'll leave it. We'll leave it there. Lastly, from Max Blumenthal, Israel opened fire at Syrians in Dara, protesting the presence of its apartheid army, which just destroyed the Syrian military without resistance. As the U.S. announced, its occupation forces in northeast Syria were twice as large as thought and are going nowhere, meaning they're not leaving. U.S. Middle East Rep. Barbara Leaf removed the $10 million bounty on Mohammed Jelani's head. Everybody was like, is there still a bounty on this guy's head? But he's the leader of Syria, and you guys are backing him, but there's a bounty on it. You know, a lot of people were like, what's going on here? What's happening? What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. Undoubtedly, after he promised not to resist the Israeli or U.S. occupation, they removed the $10 billion bounty. Jelani's Islamist junta has declared plans to liberalize the economy, selling off remaining state assets to foreign vultures. We are witnessing the recolonization of Syria behind hollow revolutionary slogans. And I really probably should have been showing you guys that, but here you go. Here's the post. I got a little haven't been pushing all the buttons correctly today. Apparently, I can't find the button to push to end the YouTube stream, but I'll find it. I'll figure it out, and then we'll do it. We'll do it right on Monday. Okay, guys. I think that about does it for me. All that does is just open up the YouTube stream. No, that's not it. No. Nope. Where are the buttons? Where's the button? I don't know. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Let me make sure I don't have anybody to thank or any donations pending. We'll be back on Monday, which is Christmas Eve. And I'll probably do like Monday and Tuesday, and probably not do a Christmas Day show, but I'm not sure yet. We'll see. I can go to the YouTube studio and end it there. That's what I thought, but I just didn't even see a button for that. I tried to go to YouTube and I was like, I don't see the button for that either. Yeah, well, such is life. Such is life. Don't know how to do these things on the fly. That's a problem. There's no end stream. I can't see the end stream button on. Oh, maybe. Come on, YouTube. Oh, there's got to be a button for that too. I just don't see it. I'm sure there is. It gives me an option to delete. That's about it. I don't want to delete the video. I just want to end the video. For crying out loud. All right, guys. Thanks so much. We'll see you on Monday. And enjoy your weekend. Until next time. Peace.